Companies added 67,000 new jobs, private employers. All of this as the Obama administration weighs new options to boost the flagging economy. Well, joining me now from the White House is Labor Secretary Hilda Solis. Secretary Solis, great to have you back on the program. And, we're all enthusiastic. I don't want to take away from that, from this jobs report. However, it is still a negative number overall. Down 54,000. Some would say, we need a lot more jobs growth to get the jobless rate down below this 10% level. What is the White House going to do?
Well, I know we do need to continue to work on driving down that unemployment rate, but we've been adding jobs for the last 8 months at an average about 90,000 each month. Those are private sector jobs, and I saw some increases in manufacturing and also in construction for the first time in a couple of months here. So I know that across the board we're seeing a continuation of job growth, not as fast as we want, but it's in different private sectors. Healthcare benefited again, even mining industry, as well as in business and professions, and of course in other sectors. So the signs are okay, but we need to do a lot more.
But Secretary Solis, even if you double that number you just quoted to me, 90,000, even if you double that per month, you still would not have enough to get the economy back to the levels that we saw before this crisis. You wouldn't get that jobless rate back down. So we're talking, even if you double that number you just quoted to me.
Well, Betty, a lot of the economists out there, as well as the CBO, have said that the Recovery Act did have an impact. We saved or created about 3 million jobs, and that was the right course to take. Now we need to come back when the House and Senate come back in and pass that small business tax, and also create an incentive for more lending to be made available for small businesses.
Okay, and is that the only option? Because the debate right now is, does the White House want to go ahead and put in smaller programs to help little areas of the economy, or do we need another big stimulus? Laura Tyson writing an op-ed saying, look, we need another major stimulus beyond what we saw earlier in the administration.
No second stimulus. Just let's make sure we get those tax breaks out for small businesses and more ample lending, and making sure the capital is available. That's what I hear across the board from all businesses. They'd like to have access to capital.
What does that do to the extending of the George Bush tax cuts then?
Well, I think that the president is right on about helping the average middle-class worker. We're not talking about preserving jobs for lawyers who created a small business because they're getting paid well over 6 figures. I mean, we're talking about helping people that really need the money, that have not benefited during this recession. So that's where our focus has to be, on the small businesses, those entrepreneurs that really do need startup help.
However, I'm sure lawyers get counted into that, but however, Secretary Solis, you've got to imagine, though, there's a lot of small businesses, though, that would get hurt by not extending those Bush tax cuts, and they say that that's going to prevent them from hiring. Why put that obstacle in their place?
Well, there's a lot of talk about that, but I will tell you that when this took place back in the Bush administration, there was very few benefits to small businesses or businesses that would expand and create jobs. So we know that that isn't actually true. So I would tell you that our position is we've got to help those medium-sized businesses, people that make under $250,000. That's where the tax relief has to go, to those individuals.
Okay, we'll have to leave it there. Labor Secretary Hilda Solis, thank you so much. Good to see you again for joining us there.